Okay, we are on the Spring Creek Trail, one of my favorites. It's close to us. It's gnarly. It's just good. And sitting right over here, if you come around this way, we have our test subject. This is what do you call it? Our baseline vehicle, our ground zero. This is our control. Well built INEOS Grenadier, lockers, skids, about 35s, Mickey T, mud trains, great machine. So we're gonna have that guy going along, and then we're gonna of course have Sicknar over here, aka Smurf, well built quartermaster on portals, CTIS. So this is kind of a Spring Creek revenge because last time I was here was in my station wagon and my G wagon, and the G wagon just made us look not impressive because the G wagon had portals and it was a manual transmission geared relatively low. But that diesel didn't exactly hurt things. But anyway, so here we go. We're gonna try this. We did not go up the waterfall this time, just because it is starting the trail at 3:30. It's kind of my fault. But anyway, the waterfall probably make it. Maybe, maybe not. I think this thing would make it, and I think that guy might. But let's face it, there's no reason to push it too far. If we had to, we could always hook a winch line on it. But just to save some time here, we're gonna boogie on up and go through some gnarly stuff. So as you can see, it's not exactly a smooth walk in the park here, but anyway, we are getting ready to go. It's going to be fun. This rig is sick. I can already tell. It's really cool. You take lines completely differently because of the extra track width and also the insane amount of clearance. It's absolutely bonkers. So I'll give you the final readout once we get to the end. I may get to the end and cry a little bit and say, it's not as good as I hoped it would be, but we'll see that. We'll see if it is or is not.
Okay, you are going to see here the pros and cons of this beast. The clearance is obvious. The gear reduction is also huge. The nice thing with being able to run this portal setup is look how low I'm able to run that thing down with our bead lock. We actually have a legit bead lock on this guy with a 37-inch tire, aired down to well under 20 pounds. I think I'm at 15 or less. You lose a lot of ground clearance, but with the portals, totally makes it up. But you also see the old can opener right here. Not the favorite thing to do, but that's the width of my rig. Not just the portals, but the actual width itself. So I caught the two rear fender mud flap combos, both of them at almost the same time. But again, just unbolt them, repair them, put them back on. Now spotting out for the shorter, narrower rig. It was the shortness definitely helped. The narrowness, it just, you'll see coming through here, it barely makes it. So, and he also is, he's not gear corrected, so he's kind of got to work a little bit harder, do that 2-footed throttle brake thing going on. But he is a really good operator on this thing, so he kind of knows already what's going on, even though I'm frantically trying to guide him. But I'm seeing the death rock on his passenger side coming up, trying to get through. With that automatic, it's kind of hard to your stop go. And right there, we just kissed a wheel. Not sure if we kissed the rear end on that rock behind him on the passenger side, but he just literally squeezes through this. So yeah, it was really tight, but he actually made it look relatively easy. There's grinding and banging and a few other things, and like I said, we may have caught that little bit of damage on the rear corner back there, not sure, but overall he did an exceptional job. And you'll see the INEOS just handles it pretty well, but it is full time. Now this is right after I fell off that, nailed the steering stabilizer, skid plate, and all that. But what I didn't realize is I hit that so hard, I actually killed the engine. And then I restarted it. And when I restarted it, what did I not do? I did not re-engage off-road mode, nor do I engage the diff locks. So what we're seeing right now is no off-road mode and fully open diffs through one of the nastiest sections of the rock garden towards the top of Spring Creek Trail. And as you see the front open right through there. This thing is just an absolute beast. So avoiding obstacle, yeah, 100%, because you'll even see through here. We just keep hitting. We hit in the middle, we hit the control arm skids, we hit the front skid, we hit this. So the beautiful thing with the station wagon, which most of you guys all have, is that shorter wheelbase and that tighter departure angle and whatnot. You are pretty, clear of a lot of stuff. But the big difference, as you see through here, is he's having to, every single line is calculated like to the half-inch type deal almost. It's a little over the top, but you have to, and you're able to get through it. When I was driving the portal machine, I went out of my way to take dumb lines and not paying attention to stuff. Just when anything looked big and ugly, I aimed for it. And I didn't really go about anything too intelligently, just to see what was going to happen, where I was going to hang up, what was going to do. And I mean, I purposely aimed for 2 foot tall rocks to see what was going to catch and when. But you'll see my lines are terrible, but it is a test. And then also, to be fair, I am a terrible driver because 36, 37 years of driving Unimogs and portal axle G-Wagons for a decade. I'm not used to having those low-hanging diffs, so I've always been taking different lines. But you'll see this bad boy through here. He just picks all the right lines because he has to. It's not an option. You've just got to, because it's not the highest clearance machine in the world. Those Mickey T mud trains, though, they stick pretty good. I was very impressed. More so than the regular all train. You see right there, hit. So he's constantly rubbing and scraping, but nothing too bad. So, and then this is getting towards the top of the rock garden. Here we are.
Okay, made it to the top of Spring Creek. This trail's awesome. Don't come here though. Just kidding. It's fun. It's really fun. The Grenadier did really well. Did really good. Yeah, rocked it out through. Good driving, a little bit of spotting through there, and pretty much minimal damage. We have a little bit of kiss on the rear end, a little sheet metal. Skid plate fared really well, actually. Diff skids did their job. There's a chunk of not paint, but metal out of them. Same thing with the control arm slides and some other goodies. But yeah, did really well. Being a little shorter and narrower was advantageous in this trail, for sure. And then, of course, beast mode here. This thing is big. So it's definitely big. That made it more difficult in the trail being wider, but it made it really nice being able to just go over ridiculous lines. And I legitimately took stupid lines multiple times throughout the trail just to see, how the portal setup would work. But man, if you look at it, I don't think, well, I got my rear fenders. That's the nice thing with the dirt box tray setup is those fenders, I could just unbolt them and weld them back up, or unbolt them and weld some new ones, or bolt some new ones on. But yeah, I got into and nailed our skid plate hard, but it just made a mark. That's it. Slid into the tie rod and whatnot. Fine. Portals are just an absolute complete game changer. That made that trail. Of course it was challenging, but it made it where if I had to do that multiple times, I wouldn't be bitching and moaning except for the time. We did that trail in about 3 hours, which is pretty quick. So from start to the top, 3 hours, no damage, really minimal damage to say on anything. Like I said, there's just a little bit of a ding in the back end of the Grenadier, but and there's the mud flaps fenders on this guy. Okay, another benefit that I have mentioned more than a handful of times with our portals. When you leave the trail, you don't have to pull over anywhere to get aired up. I just simply push the button. Takes a while because of 4 37-inch tires, but I never had to stop. We stayed in constant motion. Meanwhile, our partner in crime has to find somewhere to pull over and fill up for the next 20 minutes, hook up his hoses and all that other fun stuff. When that's the case, you just don't want to air down because you're not wanting to air back up. But with us, with the CTIS, you just tune it in exactly where you want. It's safer. It's a better system. You don't have to worry about forgetting your gauges and this and that because it's already built into the vehicle. Inflate, deflate on the fly, baby. Woohoo!